Hello everybody and welcome, Rich here, and today I feel like we need to talk about the new mini event in Rainbow Six Siege, Bank Heist. So for those of you that aren't aware, there is a new mini event happening right now in Rainbow Six Siege on the map Bank, and I will leave a link in the description down below to a video explaining exactly what this new mini event is. So if you haven't seen that, do go and check it out. But it would seem on the whole that this new mini event has received quite a lot of negativity. Now, Prodigio Pete and I were chatting last night during his stream, and a lot of the ideas and thoughts about this event actually come from me and Pete having a chat. So while I can't take credit for everything that I do suggest in this video, certainly a lot of it is coming off the back of what Pete said, but I do obviously completely agree with what he said, and this video does explain it. Now, I'm not here to defend Ubisoft whatsoever with this mini event, but I just wanted to put a few points across that are definitely worth taking into consideration before we do leave any negative feedback. But at the same time, I do also feel slightly underwhelmed with this new event. So the first thing, a lot of people saying that it is basically just a hostage game mode on Bank. There's nothing really new and exciting about it, apart from obviously the hostage is in a different skin. And yes, I do completely agree with that, but do bear in mind that there was no leaks or anything regarding this event apart from the actual uniforms themselves. But when Ubisoft did announce it, we knew that it was going to be a 5v5 hostage mode on Bank. Now, like I said, I'm not here to defend Ubisoft for this, and I do feel a bit underwhelmed that it is just a basic hostage mode, but it is just a mini event. If they were to change this in any way, does it then become a mid-season event and not a mini event? If we take a look at the mid-season events we've had this year, Halloween, Showdown, Rainbow is Magic, all of those were really fun mid-season events, and they obviously put a lot of work into those events. This Netflix series Bank Heist event is the first of its kind, so Ubisoft are just kind of putting the feelers out there to see how it was received, but more importantly, I think, is the feedback that we as a community give to Rainbow Six on things that they could have done slightly differently. Now, some of the things that Pete and I were talking about on how to improve on this event would be something like, I don't know if any of you guys played or remember playing Battlefield Hardline, and they actually had a heist mode in there. And what they could have done was, instead of having a hostage, they could have replaced the hostage with a great big bundle of money, and as the attackers, you had to extract that money to the extraction point, and obviously for the defenders, you had to defend that money. That, I think, would have made it a lot more interesting than just putting a hostage in there. So basically the same rules as hostage. You pick up the money bag, you try to make it to the extraction point. If you get shot while you're carrying the bundle, the defenders then have to walk over it to reset it back to its original spawn point, or something like that. I think could have been a lot better potentially. We also thought a few different things they could have done would have been a 1v1, just have like a Hibana versus a Vigil in their outfits, or even perhaps making it 5v5 as it is, but with 5 Hibanas and 5 Vigils, so everybody is playing in this uniform from the Netflix series. Just a couple of little things like that could have potentially made this event a lot more interesting than what it currently is. One of the other things that Pete and I did briefly talk about was the possibility of having a free skin. Now, Pete was actually saying that they should give maybe a headgear or a uniform or a charm away as a part of playing within a challenge, but I then said I don't agree with that, and what I thought was perhaps they could have their own kind of charm for this event, an in-game charm for the Netflix series event, and if you logged in and played while this event is live, you then earned that special charm for this event. Just some ideas that we were spitballing, but do guys, like I say, let me know. If you think back to last year and the Halloween event on House, it was pretty appalling, right? There was nothing really new there. It felt like it was just a simple little reskin and nothing really special was going on. Compare that to this year's Halloween event, and they've done an absolutely amazing job on Theme Park this year for Halloween. It was a really good fun game mode. The map looked awesome, loads of little Easter eggs in there, so it just goes to show that our feedback as a community on that Halloween event absolutely made a huge difference, and I do think that this is going to be the case with these mini series. So all I'm basically saying there is that before we go on Twitter or Reddit and say this event is an absolute pile of beep, perhaps consider giving some constructive feedback rather than just slating the event off. I know a lot of people are frustrated because they were expecting a lot more and thought perhaps Ubisoft could have done a lot more, but let's try and be constructive in our criticism and make it for a better event next time. But a couple of positive things to take out of this event. Obviously the first thing is the bundle. The uniform bundle weapon skins and charms that you get for Hibana and Vigil do look really cool, but if you are a massive fan of the show, these are obviously going to be something you're going to want to buy. And I do think the detail that they've put into the uniform and the weapon skin is really, really good. The other thing that we can take away from this event is it looks like it's going to be something they're going to want to do in the future with these mini events surrounded by a Netflix series. So that could open up the book to what Netflix series would you want to see implemented into Rainbow Six. Me personally, I have a massive list of Netflix series that I would like to see brought into Rainbow Six Siege. One of those would obviously be Breaking Bad. That's the obvious one out there. The yellow hazmat suits, but maybe they're a bit too similar to the Outbreak suits. I don't know. One of the more funny ones that I would like to see would be The Crown. I would love to run around the map as the Queen herself. However, I do think having permission to do that would be a bit of a tough effort on Ubisoft's side. But anyway, do let me know what Netflix series you would like to see crossed over with Rainbow Six Siege. But for now, thanks a lot for watching everybody. I do as always appreciate your time, and until next time, goodbye.